Hi, welcome to my video on solving equations, part 1. As absolute value equations. Absolute value definition. The absolute value of x is equal to x if x is greater than or equal to 0. And is equal to negative x if x is less than 0. So I'm going to follow this definition now in solving equations, which I will use again when I solve or graph inequalities. Solve each examples. Now, what I do, I do them different. The absolute value of x equals 2. So what I do is the absolute value of x equals 2. The negative of x equals 2, or the positive of x equals 2. Now, most people don't do it this way. Most people do it putting the negative and the positive on the 2. But I'm going to show you a little trick that I use. And it keeps it very, very simple when you get to solving absolute value inequalities. Very easy. Works out perfect. It's something that I came across. So the negative, you divide by -1, so x is equal to -2. The plus of that won't change, so the answer is -2 or 2. So if you put -2 back in here, absolute value of -2 is 2, gives you 2. Put 2 in here, absolute value of 2 gives you 2. So there's the two answers. And same here, I do the negative of x plus 1 equals 6, or the positive of x plus 1 equals 6. Notice I kept the 6 the same. I did the negative and the positive on what's on the inside of the absolute value. Little trick that I use. Now you got a negative, that's a -1 times, so it's -1 times x, -1 times 1, -1 equals 6. So negative x equals 6 plus 1, when you move over become plus, negative x equals 7. And you divide by -1, x equals -7. And the positive won't change. Negative or positive 1 times x plus 1 is x plus 1. X equals 6 minus 1, x equals 5. And again, that's the two values. But notice I did the negative of it equals 6, the positive of it equals 6. I kept the 6 the same. I put the negative and the positive with the expression. And again, if you want to check, take the -7. Take the -7. Put a -7 here very quickly. -7 plus 1 is -6. Absolute value of -6, 6. 5. Put a 5 in. 5 plus 1 is 6. Absolute value of 6 is 6. So there's two values. Now, what about the absolute value of a -3? Well, the absolute value is always positive. So therefore, the absolute value of x is -3. There's no solution. There's no solution. And again, there's no answer. Some teachers call it a stroke like that, an empty set. So check with your teacher. No solutions. There's no value of x you can put in here to get -3. Be careful. The absolute value is always positive. D. So let's go with the negative of 2x minus 4 equals 8, or the positive of 2x minus 4 equals 8. And this is a -1 times this expression, so it's a -2x plus 4 equals 8. -2x equals 8 minus 4. -2x equals 4. Divide by -2. X equals -2. And the plus won't change it because you're multiplying by +1. So 2x equals 8 plus 4. 2x equals 12. Divide by 2. X equals 6. And let's check to see if we're right. -2. Put a -2 here. 2 times -2 is -4. -4 Subtract 4 is negative 8. Absolute value of negative 8, 8. Perfect. 6. 2 times 6 is 12. 12 minus 4 is 8. Absolute value of 8 is 8. 2 answers. Okay, let's continue. Now we got some practice. You pause and work these out. When you get them done, press play. The absolute value of x is negative 10. There's no solution. Impossible. The absolute value is always positive. No solution. Empty set. Number 2, the negative of x minus 6 equals 4, or the positive of x minus 6 equals 4. Negative 1 times x, negative 1 times 6, positive. Negative x equals 6, 4 minus 6. Negative x is negative 2. Divide by negative 1. X equals 2. Don't change. X minus 6 equals 4. X equals 4 plus 6. X equals 10. 2 and 10. Try 2. 2 minus 6 is negative 4, absolute value of 4. 10 minus 6 is 4, absolute value of 4 is 4. Correct. The negative of x equals 7, or the positive of x equals 7. So divide by negative 1. So x is negative 7. There's a 1 there, negative. X is 7. So negative 7 and 7. Number 4. The negative of 3x plus 4 equals 2. Or the positive of 3x plus 4 equals 2. Negative 1 times 3x is negative 3x. Negative 1 times 4 is negative 4. So negative 3x equals 2 plus 4. Negative 3x is 6. Divide by negative 3. X equals negative 2. So the positive of it doesn't change it. 3x equals 2 minus 4. 3x is negative 3. Divide by 3. X is negative 1. Check the two of them out and we should be okay. Oh, that's a... Oh, look, I just noticed 2 minus 4 is 2. And so that's negative 2 over 3. I added there, put a 3 down instead of a 2. Okay, we have the negative of a half x minus 1 equals 17, or the positive of a half x minus 1 equals 17. Negative 1 changes the signs. Negative a half x plus 1 equals 17. Negative a half x equals 17. Bring the 1 over and make it a minus. Negative a half x equals 16. And we can multiply by negative 2. Because we can cancel those out, that gives me x equals negative 32. Because the denominator is 2, I can multiply both sides by 2 or negative 2. Multiplying it by negative makes it positive. And a half x minus 1 equals 17. And a half x equals 17 plus 1. A half x equals 18. Again, denominator is 2, so multiply by 2 on each side. It cancels out. X equals 36. And if you put them in, just check the 36. Half of 36 is... did I make a mistake? Let's see. No. That's 18. 2 times 18 is 36. Half of 36 is 18. 18 minus 17, right. I took a half of 36 and my brain went somewhere. Half of 36 is 18. 18 minus 1 is 17. Absolute value of 17 is 17. Negative 32. Half of negative 32, is negative 16. Negative 16, negative 1, negative 17. Absolute value 17. Perfect. And there's a last page. Practice. Again, solve and check. I was checking before. Now I'm going to do it officially. So we make the negative of it equal to 3, or we make the positive of it equal to 3. Negative times x is negative x. Negative times negative 5 is plus 5. Negative x equals 3 minus 5. Negative x is negative 2 divided by negative 1, or multiply by negative 1. X equals 2. And x minus 5 equals 3. X equals 3 plus 5. X equals 8. So let's check now. So we're checking x equals 2. Check x equals 2. So we put 2 in the place of x. 2 minus 5. 2 minus 5 is negative 3. Absolute value of negative 3 is 3. 3 equals 3, so 2 is okay. Now we're going to check x equals 8. And we're putting 8 in. 8 minus 5 equals 3. Absolute value of 3 equals 3. Absolute value of 3 is 3. So 8 minus 5 is 3. Absolute value of 3 is 3. 3 equals 3. So 8 is the solution. 2 and 8, we checked them out. Now this one's a little bit different. I designed this one to be different. Normally I have a number on the right side, but this time I got just a little bit more. But I'm going to follow it through. The negative of 4x plus 7 equals x plus 1, or the positive of 4x plus 7 equals x plus 1. So notice, again, I kept the x plus 1 the same. I did the negative of this expression, absolute value, and did the positive. So the negative makes it negative 1 times those two is negative 1 times 4, negative 4x, negative 1 times 7, negative 7. Negative 4x minus x equals 1 plus 7. Negative 5x equals 8. Divide by negative 5. X is equal to negative 8 over 5. So notice we did the negative, and x moved over to become a minus, the 7 moved over to become a plus. Okay, and this didn't change. So I have 4x minus x equals 1 minus 7. 3x equals negative 6. Divide by 3. X equals negative 2. X moved over to become negative. 7 moved over to become negative 3. Negative 6. Perfect. So we're going to check these answers. So we're going to check x equals negative 8. So we have 4 bracket negative 8 over 5 plus 7 equals negative 8 over 5 plus 1. So we have to do it inside the brackets, so that gives us over 1, so that's a negative 40 over 5 plus 7. Okay, we keep working this one down. So that gives us a negative 40 over 5. Common denominator is 5. So 1 into 5 goes 5. 5 sevens are 35. So that gives me 5 over 5, 7. So that gives me negative 5 over 5. That's a negative 1. Absolute value is 1. Negative 8 over 5. 1 is 5 over 5. So that's negative 3 over 5. And no, this is not a solution. But let's check the negative 2. I just checked the negative 2 now. Everything is just making sure. No, 4/8 are, see, 32. 32. That's what I said, I gotta check. So that's negative, that's 3. And that's, okay, absolute value of 3/5. Absolute value of 3/5 is 3/5. And this is negative 3/5. It's still a no. Again, it looked funny, then I got a 1, but so negative 8/5 didn't work. So let's check. Gotta be careful, sometimes I make errors. And absolute value 4, negative 2, plus 7 equals negative 2. Again, I'm taking negative 2, subbing in the place of x, right there, negative 2 in the place of x. So this side is negative 8 plus 7, absolute value of negative 1, which is 1, and negative 2 plus 1 is negative 1, absolute value of negative 1 is 1, true. So the solution is, so the answer is x equals negative 2. So I just made a little error there. 4 times 8 is 32 with that error, and that gave me a 3. So this didn't work. So there's a, even though, so this is why I put the x minus x plus 1 here rather than just a number, because I wanted to create this scenario and show you that not all, we got 2 answers here, but when you put the x with the 1, now it changes. So you got to really check with this one. If you didn't check these two, you would pick this to be an answer and this one to be an answer, whereas this one didn't work. So we had to omit that one. So the only answer to this equation is x equals negative 2. Sorry about this little error here, but I check myself occasionally. I do make errors. And if I do, then you can tell me about it so I can, I will always make errors. But I try not to, but I try to find the corrections. And if you like my video, click the like button, subscribe button. Visit my math website, www.mathfullyexplained.com, to find more information about me, my videos, and the content. And that's the content on my YouTube channel called Math Fully Explained. Thank you for viewing my video. Bye-bye.